Yes, good morning, people. Apologies, I had to put the show back by 10 minutes. Had a few little bits that I needed to do, but good morning to you. By the way, there will be a little bit more light in here. At the moment, my window cleaner is doing the front of the house. And if I have the window open, you're going to see the window cleaner and the dog's going to see the window cleaner and it will all go off. So big up to each and every one of you. We are 15 days. I'm not sure, but I think we can officially call this squeaky bum time now. Is that fair with you guys in the chat? Can we officially call this squeaky bum time in the transfer window? 15 days to go. We've entered the last 2 weeks of the transfer window, and Spurs haven't done anywhere near enough in the transfer market. We have signed 2 first-team players. We have lost 2 first-team players. Son and also Maddison out for the season. Has to go down as losing a player. It is what it is. It is what it is. But it is at the stage now where surely we have done nothing since we loaned Paulinho. I mean, at the moment, it's a bit of a disgrace, isn't it? Now, we're going to get into it all. We're going to get into it all because yes. If Eze gets done, if Savio gets done, if Hincapi gets done, suddenly it's an amazing transfer window. But unfortunately, none of them have been done yet. And clubs go and get deals. When it's Spurs, it's, the selling team need to find a replacement first. I mean, doesn't this show you why you do not leave things until the season has started? Why would you leave things so that we are now in the hands of Crystal Palace trying to find a replacement? I don't know. It just all seems a little bit, was there planning there? Was there planning? I don't know. Was this the plan all along? There's a difference, isn't there, between no plan and a poor plan. And a great plan. If it all comes off, it's a great plan. But I saw a post just now in the chat that said, I don't want to be rocking up to the Etihad with no new signings. And that's it. You can't be going to clubs like Manchester City without your signings. Surely this is what you work all summer for. Isn't this what you work all summer for? So that when you are playing these games, you are ready. You have got your players through the door. Now, it might be that Savio doesn't join. Sure, cool, all right. Who's the alternative? That's what big clubs do, right? Okay, we can't get X player through the door, but can we go and get Y player through the door or Z player through the door? That's what a big club does. Now, I'm not saying that Tottenham won't do that. At the moment, we've got no evidence that we are doing it, but I've got a feeling that Eze probably will get done and that Savio will probably be one of those ones that drags. And then we might have to go for a lesser option. I might be wrong. I might be incredibly wrong. But what we do know is that the season is fully underway and that 3 points against Burnley, sure. I suppose you can almost say we get away with not doing our transfer business because the first game of the season was Burnley. But the next game won't be as easy. Now, I'm not saying we can't win it. And Adam, I love it when people like you are very, very wrong. His name's Savio. It's okay. Don't worry. His name is Savio. We did this last week when people try and be clever. It's Savio. Savinho is his nickname. It's okay. It's all right. Google. You've got the internet. Just Google it. It's absolutely fine. So what are we going to do? Are Spurs going to give us a transfer window to remember? Or are we going to be sitting here frustrated? Let me do a few hellos. Let's do some admin. And then we'll look back to the weekend. We'll look back to Eze on the pitch afterwards for Crystal Palace on his own, saying goodbye to everyone. That's not normal behaviour, is it, at the end of a game? So we'll see. I like what Frank said, won't buy players for the sake of it. They must improve us or they won't get someone. Sure. But when your left winger is Brennan Johnson and your central midfielders are Gray and Bergvall and Sarr, you can improve. You know, when you don't have a playmaker, you can improve. So let's do a few hellos. There's so many. I don't know where to start. Big up to Rob Welsh. How you doing, my man? Big up to Craig Henshaw. And of course, we will be talking about Djed Spence signing a new deal at Tottenham Hotspur. For me, I think in this last year, I think he's really, really deserved it. However, I always question the timing from Spurs. It's almost like they know that we're waiting for transfer news and we get new contract news. It's like, come on, where's the actual news? But big up. We'll talk about Djed Spence a little bit later. Big up to Craig. Hope you're well. Where are we? Big up to my man Tony inside the house. Big up to Marcus Smith. Hope you're well, sir. Big up to, that's me. I won't say that to me. Big up to Russell Coit, Rick Kane, Howlin' Mad Murdoch is in here. Aussie Frank Lover, another channel member. Big up to X Mia. Big up to you. I said, got Savva in my ear whilst I hoover up. Big up to you. There's loads of you in the chat. So let's just say hello to absolutely everyone. If you haven't smashed the like button, please do. We've been, honestly, we've been really bad over here. I've got a very loyal following of people that watch me, people that support me, but we are dreadful over here at smashing that like button. So please do that. And if you haven't subscribed, we are 2 subscribers away from 21,600. Just 2 from 21,600. And we've got a poll in the chat. It says, have Spurs acted too late in the transfer market? Yes, no, remains to be seen, or there was zero planning. At the moment, 49% have said yes, we acted too late. 7% said no. 31% have said it remains to be seen. There was zero planning. It's currently at 12%. So where do we start? Let me do a few of your comments first, shall we? Big up to Mapping. So wish we could rock up to the Etihad with Savio, Eze, Kudus, and Paulinho in our team. But it is what it is. Yeah, but, you know, for a club our size, it shouldn't. I agree with you. It is what it is. But for a club of our size, we shouldn't be acting like it is what it is, should we? For a club of our size, we should be rocking up and good to go. You know, hey, what can we do about it? Who else is inside the house? Good morning to Lee. Hope you're well. Yeah, me and my family, we're all good. It's only me and the dogs here right now. It's only me and the dogs here, but they are asleep. They've had their walk. They're asleep, and now it's time for their owner to work. Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah. I've given up on thinking about that. I mean, when I saw this morning breaking news, I thought, oh, and then it was Djed Spence, and you're like, nothing bad against Djed Spence, just that we were all hoping for a bit of a here we go. Yeah, Palace want a replacement, but I mean, surely if you leave it till the last 2 weeks, hang on. If you leave it to the last 2 weeks, then you're gonna make teams panic. And then those teams like Palace have then got to go and buy, and they've got to pay over the odds. They've got difficult negotiations. This is why you don't leave it till the last 2-3 weeks. I dream of the window where we're actually in control. I dream of the window where we actually act like a big club. Where are we? Andrew said it's all deliberate, Savva. Been here before. Well, let's hope that it's not deliberate. Let's hope that this is just how it panned out and we get the players over the line. Big up to Daryl. Said Spurs and planning should never be used in the same sentence. Well, this is my worry. I do feel like if Eze and Savio were your targets, why on earth did we wait until mid-August or the first 10 days of August to start pushing for those players? Carlson says Savio is pushing for the move. Pep said he is ready to sell the player if he wants to move. You hear so many things. Mark saying Savio done after the Man City game. Yeah. Big Big up to you, Mark. And there will be a members only show this week as well. So big up to you. I look forward to seeing you there for that one. Typical Spurs. That is the lower option. We'll see. Listen, if they get, I've said this all along, I'll be fair with it. If Spurs go and get Eze Savio through the door, no complaining from me. No complaining. Then you can say, what a good window. We move to next window. Sure. If they don't, it's going to be a real anticlimax. Claire, how are we doing? Hope you're well. Nice to see you. Hope you are well, Claire. Big up to you. Big up to Bill. Hope you're well, my man. Good to see you as well. Craig Scott, General Tracks, says, morning all, let's have a big weekend. A big week, sorry, after a good weekend. Yeah, absolutely. Are you not worried Arsenal will hijack Eze? There's always that possibility. At the moment, it doesn't seem like that's happening, but there's always that possibility. I said, you say that, but you was the first to complain about El Khanous. What's El Khanous got to do? I don't want to sign El Khanous. What's that got to do with anything? Please use your words and explain what you mean by this sentence. If people, I'm all for you having a pop at me. I'm all for it, but you've got to be clearer in what you're saying. What does this mean? What does this mean? I was the first to complain about, I don't want El Khanous. I don't want Spurs to get El Khanous. I really don't want that at all. Matt telling lies again, even without Eze, we are stronger than last season. Well, how can we be? Son has gone, Kulusevski's injured, and we've lost James Maddison for a season. How can you be? So, Matt, again, you've got to go against the grain every time, Matt. You are insufferable, my man. You can't be stronger when you've lost so many goals and assists. You can't be. All we have done is replaced a left winger with a right winger and a playmaker with a DM. We haven't strengthened. We've just replaced 2 for 2. If you can't understand that, please go and watch another channel. It is ridiculous, Matt. And I don't think he does. He just says stupid shit. Okay, what about Son? What about Maddison? What about Kulu being out? How do you not understand this, Matt? You can't lose most of your goals and assists and claim to be stronger. We are stronger because we've got a better manager. We are not stronger player-wise right now. I don't know how you don't get that. I genuinely, this guy baffles me, honestly. He truly baffles. I've never known anyone come out with so many silly statements. Every show, like clockwork. Every single show. Big up to Liston. Said, imagine having a window where we signed 6 players at a 2-week interval for the entire summer. You mean like Chelsea? Imagine having a window like Chelsea is what you're saying there. Big up to my man Rodney. Said, I don't think Man City will sell him after we play them. Why would you shrink for the team you're about to play? Maybe. But apparently if he's injured, they wouldn't be worried about it. We'll see. Kip Coys said, Savio. Yeah, listen, I really want him. I really think we need him. Honestly, Matt, please, one last shot. Please stop. Please stop. I don't know if you understand how math works. You can't lose most of your goals and assists and then say you're in a stronger position. What we've done is 2 out, 2 in. I know. I am at the stage where I am thinking of block. Do you know what it is? It's just every comment. It's every comment that always goes against the grain. Honestly, if I sat here and said it's Monday morning in the UK at 11 a.m., he'll go, no, it's Tuesday night. He's one of those. You can't lose this level of goals. You can't lose the creative. We've got no creativity. You've got to have a playmaker. Can't lose a playmaker and then say we're stronger. We are stronger because of the manager. The manager makes us stronger. The manager means we won't be 17th. The manager makes us stronger. For me, we need 2 or 3 in. I won't change my mind on that. This has been an appalling window if it ends like this. Now, I'm not saying it will. But if it ends like this, if it ends like this, it will be appalling. However, Ben Jacobs has just said the fee between Tottenham and Crystal Palace for Eberechi Eze is almost, almost agreed in principle. Crystal Palace will sanction an exit once they find a replacement. This is why you don't move so late in the window, relying on other teams finding replacements. Come on. Now we've got to rely on Crystal Palace getting a deal for El Khanous, getting a deal for Tozzoli over the line. I'm sure they will, but it's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Savva, you on a positive vibe or negative vibe today? I'm on a vibe where we are, Alan. You can ask for a friend all you want, but we're on a vibe where at the moment it's neither negative or positive until we know how this window ends. At the moment, we need those players over the line. That's what we need. We need them over the line. I'll be honest, I haven't got the energy for him. I genuinely haven't got the energy for him. So as you said, Ange never had Kane for him to lose him. Why are you not applying that with Son? I am applying that with Son. I said that I never mentioned Frank. I said the team is weaker. Listen, two of these. The team is weaker. Right? I didn't say Frank. I didn't mention Ange. I said the team is weaker. The team is not stronger than last season. We are stronger in DM. We are stronger on right wing. We are weaker on left wing, and we are weaker in the playmaker area. I don't know why that's not just basic. Like, I don't understand. Again, Matt, anything to defend Ange Postecoglou. We are stronger because this manager will not allow us to lose 22 games of football like your manager did. That's the difference. Palace link with Connor, that'd be a great move for Crystal Palace, wouldn't it? That would be an absolute great move for Crystal Palace. And for Conor Gallagher. I like Conor Gallagher. I think he's got a lot to offer. We'll see. I don't think he's going to end up staying there. So just seeing Bayer Leverkusen have bid for, Ben Seguir has been rejected. Callum Window has completed his deal to Forest. I'm just waiting for, we're waiting for transfer news to come through, aren't we? But I'm guessing nothing's going to happen today with Eze. I could be completely wrong. By the way, 6 p.m. tonight, the What Are We Doing Here podcast. And you want to see the title that Perchie's asked me to put on the show. So Perchie's back this week. He's had a couple of meetings the last few weeks, but today he's back. The What Are We Doing Here podcast at 6. And then obviously at 8, I'll be live with Sean, Stel, Johnny and Lubo for the Spurs 5. And hopefully we've got some transfer news to talk about. Absolutely. We love a Monday morning argument. Listen, I just like people that don't say silly things. I feel there's too many things said for saying things' sake. Do you know what I mean? Like, clearly, everyone can see where we are weak. Everyone can see that we have lost as a football club a lot of goals and a lot of assists. Surely the whole world can see that. But it's the Ange fans, and it's the same thing. Everything we do now, the Ange fans go, but what about this? But what about that? But it is what it is. Listen, somebody said it to me yesterday. Somebody posted to me this morning and said, Savva, I wish Spurs had a defender the way you defend Thomas Frank. I said, defend him from what? He's not done anything wrong. Like, what am I defending him from? Like, I don't know why managers that have been in the door for about 3 minutes need defending from. It's crazy. James saying, Eze will get the Here We Go today. James, I hope you are right. You are right, buddy. I hope you are right. Not rate. I hope you are right. We'll see. We'll see. Good morning, Ben. Said, morning, everyone. It was incredibly refreshing to watch coaching of every single line during the warm-ups. Oh, I love it. Listen, that's what I want. I want my football club to be coached. I really do. I want a manager that knows what to do. I really do. Big up, Neil. How you doing, bro? Hope you're well. Said, morning, Savva. Great to see us organised, isn't it? It is. I'm going to enjoy watching this season for the first time in a long time. I'm going to enjoy knowing that we're not going to get ripped apart every game. I'm going to enjoy knowing that. By the way, Ben Doak has completed the first part of his medical at Bournemouth ahead of a 25 million move for Liverpool. Bournemouth. Liverpool getting 25 million for Ben Doak. We can't even get 20 million for Basuma. What is going on? Absolutely crazy. What is going on? Hey, we'll see. Big up to Mappin who said, I love Dange. However, I'm all on board with Thomas the Frank engine. Yeah, surely every fan should be on board until something happens. Nothing's happened yet. I know what's happening. I know that the Mats and the Ange fans, they're waiting. They're waiting for something bad to happen away at Man City so they can jump on him. The team is better balanced. Top DM can transfer our team. Are you not using your ears? Better DM, better right winger. Worse left winger, no playmaker. I don't understand why this is really difficult for you, Matt. You seem to be the only one in the chat that can't understand this. The team is better balanced, Matt, because yes, we've got a coach who has put the building blocks in place. The manager you backed for 2 years didn't want to do that. It's absolutely frightening how you don't get it. I can't do it. Honestly, when Matt is like this, oh my God. Good morning. Where is this? Sorry. Good morning. Would you be happy with Eze, but no Savinho? I think we need, listen, if it's not Savinho, it's got to be someone else. It's got to be someone else. We can't go in with these left wing options. We can't go in with Johnson, Tellen Odeberg as your left wing options. It's just not strong. That is not Champions League. What are we doing it? What is wrong with people? What on earth is wrong with people? The manager has been here for 2 competitive games of football, of which he lost neither. He drew with PSG and beat Burnley. What are we doing? Andrew, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Move on. Move on. Yes, Palace are in talks with El Canoes. A bid was rejected. They've also had a bid rejected for Solis of Club Bruges. When I take Eze over, it's neither all for me. It's all for me. Kubo is a downgrade. I think Kubo's a downgrade on Savio. I take him though. I think from where we're at right now, we take him, right? This is the problem. Listen, there are levels. There are obviously levels. But Kubo's a good player. I do think Savio's the better player. I think there's so many out there. I think there's so many good players out there. So many. Absolutely, Ash. I won't read this out, but absolutely, mate. Absolutely. The problem that you've got now is the fan base is so divided because of the whole Ange Frank thing. It's so divided. Like, I mean, from day one, we've got people that refused to back Thomas Frank. This is really worrying. Are we getting too? I don't think anyone's getting too excited about anything. I don't think anyone's getting too excited about absolutely anything. We're sitting here saying we need signings, we need better players. Listen, but Saturday's game is going to be tough. Don't doubt that. Saturday's game is going to be a whole new ball game. We are playing one of the favourites to win the Premier League. Jadon Sancho apparently getting closer. But big up, thank you to everyone who has subscribed this morning. 4 new subscribers this morning. Only 196 likes. There's nearly 770 of you in here. Come on, we should be on 400 likes. Smash that button. M.A. Dabs said Forest complete yet another signing. Say what you want. Listen, I agree. Look, of course, we can look at the level of the signings, but I think Forest have had a very good window for them. And I think sometimes when I see football fans debate stuff, that's sometimes why I get so frustrated on panel shows. It's not that I go, oh my God, Spurs should have signed every player Forest have. But for Forest, I think they've had a very good window. They've strengthened their squad. Now, time will tell with that. How does he keep them fit? How does he rotate them? Does Nuno Santos get the best out of them? That remains to be seen. But on paper, they've had a good window. I like Matoma. I like Matoma. I think he's a really, really good winger. I do think, though, Savio, for me, I just think I think brings a different element, doesn't it? For me, brings a bit of fear factor. And I'd love to see him flying down our left wing. Savva, your real test. Of course, it's a massive test. Of course. Look, as I said, if you offered me now a draw away at Man City, I'm taking it right now. Man City have got firepower. Man City have bought very well. I mean, for all those that were, there were people telling me that Reinders was, he's okay. He's a quality player. Cherky. I mean, Man City are, Marmouche for his first full season. Erling Haaland, always going to score goals. They're a force. I think you're overblowing the division comment. Mally Gray, I'm on YouTube every day. And every day I see these Ange fans come from everywhere. Just, you said this, Ange this, Frank this. It's like, oh my God, just let it go. He's gone. Move on. There's been managers I liked, but when they went, they went. I loved Harry Redknapp. When he went, you moved on to the next manager. Like it's just, I don't understand now. We seem to have fans that want to support a manager more than the football club. I don't understand it. I really don't. I really, really don't. I don't get it at all. Why don't we go for Wissa? At the moment, I haven't really seen us linked with a striker. I think we keep talking about a striker. We keep talking about a striker as a fan base, but all I see is that we're linked with Savio, Eze, and centre-backs. So I don't think we're going to sign a striker. I think he's going to go in with Richarlison and Solanke for the season. Now, that's not me saying I would do that, but I think he will. And just remember, most of the fan base now is absolutely waxing lyrical about Richarlison. Those fans can't complain when we struggle to score goals. If we struggle to score goals, they can't complain. It is what it is. Finn said Saturday's game will highlight all our flaws and weaknesses. It will be a useful tool for Frank's continuous improvements. As I've said, Finn, I don't think a lot of people understand how coaching works. I've said this, not you. I really think, I really don't think people understand. I think they assume that because Frank's here and he's a coach, every deficiency will be sorted out in the first 2, 3, 4, 5 months. I don't think they understand how long it takes. But hey, we have to beat City. That's how we can challenge for the league. Oh, who's talking about league title challenges? What are we doing? What are we doing? Come on. It's comments like that make us look really silly. It really is. Come on. Morning, Phil P. Inside the house. Hope you're well, Phil. Much love to you and the family. Hope you're well. I'm not a massive Levy fan, but I'd rather him than... Yeah, listen, what I would say, please, we don't need to call him a fat Greek waiter. First of all, you don't need to call him fat. Second of all, his nationality, is that really important? Third of all, I don't see the need for it. Come on, sorry, don't see the need for that. I didn't realize you'd written that last bit. I just started reading. The only manager cult I have ever witnessed and still going strong, honestly, it is crazy. They're literally waiting for the first defeat. Look how they all reacted to PSG. Look how they all reacted. As soon as that game was lost on penalties, my chat went from about 1,200 to about 1,800 people in it with, you're in the mud. I'm like, what? We just drew with PSG. Like, do you know what I mean? We drew with Paris Saint-Germain. Look, yes, it's only we beat Burnley. But you know what? Last season, the first game of the season, we drew with Leicester, who were promoted. We lost to Leicester at home, who were promoted. We lost to Ipswich at home, who were promoted. So these games are games that, yes, you've got to win, but you've got to win them, right? You've got to get it over the line. Johnson on the left showed us that for 90 minutes, he's absolutely no threat to a right fullback. But he showed us that if he does get one opportunity, he'll score. And that's what we see every game with him, whether he's on the right, whether he's on the left. And it is what it is. As far as I'm aware, Scarlett has not gone on loan yet, as far as I am aware. Let me do some likes and super chats. Let's get the super sticker train going. Big up to Luke, who's become a YouTube member. Good morning to you, Luke. Thank you very much. Watch out this week for the member-only show. Watch out for that, my man. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Appreciate you. Rob Welsh, member for 4 months, have permission to be made a mod so I can block Matt's comments and save all our sanity. It's for the greater good. Do it for the people, Savva. I'm close to doing it. Honestly, everything I've said for a year, he goes against. Everything. If I say a player's good, he finds a way to say he's bad. If I say the manager's good, he finds a way to say the manager's bad. If I liked a game, the game was crap. He's one of those. He's got something. We've all got that mate, right? We've all got that mate. You go, you wake up on holiday, 30 degrees. What a beautiful sunny day. Oh, I've seen hotter. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is Matt, unfortunately. But big up to you. Tony Rodriguez said, we tried. Coys, Daniel. Fingers crossed, Tony. It's coming. It's coming. We've got to put some positive vibes out there. We need this. The fan base need this. We deserve this. As I said, I think Eze will get done. Savio, I'm not so sure about. We will see. Big up to you, Tony. Really appreciate that. Where are we? Jade Tyre said, Savva, can you adapt your channel for the hard of hearing? In what way? I mean, we have subtitles that go on the show after on playback. You have subtitles. What would you like me to do? No one's actually ever asked me that before. So I'm all I'm all here. I'll listen to whatever suggestions you've got. Look, I just think at the end of the day, I just don't feel like there needs to be any more conversation. Ange has been here for 2 years. He's gone. We move on. And the thing is, for me is I really like Thomas Frank. If Thomas Frank was sacked and we bring in a new manager, I'm not going to pine after Thomas Frank. Cool. Okay, you've lost your job. This is football. This is what happens. But now there's so many. There's so many that you can tell they don't actually seem to be Tottenham Hotspur fans, because they seem so worried about, told you we was right with Ange and you're wrong with Frank. And it's like, I don't care. Please don't be doing this. Anybody that does this, if it's not true, you will be blocked. By the way, Ben Jacobs has just said this. Crystal Palace are in talks to sign Bilal El Khanis, but his relegation clause has expired. Leicester are now demanding close to 30 million. Palace are also looking at Club Brugge's Christos Solis. Palace are actively looking for a replacement for Eze. So we could, depending on how quick Palace move, get Eze in this week. However, how quick are Palace going to move? If Leicester City want 30 million, does Steve Parish go, there you go? Or is he going to do the negotiation game for a week or two? We'll see, right? I just wish we had these players in ready for games like Man City. I really do. But it is what it is. Tony, good morning to you. Said, I think the Eze signing dominoes the Savio transfer. Once Eze signs, Savio will be right behind him. Hope so, my man. I hope so. I hope so, dude. I really do. Listen, we are on the precipice of a very good window. As I've said, we're there. We're there. We going that way? We going that way? Those signings are fundamental. It doesn't have to be them too, but that caliber of player for me is what's needed. Savva, do you think if we sign a top player, other top players will start considering? Listen, Waka, what I think is, if you go, hey, look, we got Paulinho, Kudus, look how good he is. Hey, we've just signed Eze, Savio, come and join the party. I think, yes, I think it does make other players and clubs look at Spurs and go, okay, they're actually moving a bit different. They're actually, I like what they're doing there. I like what they're doing there. What's Paul O'Keefe said, by the way? Oh, no. No, he's talking about Djed Spence, we'll talk about a bit later. So for me, I do. Mike Chase said, I have hearing difficulty, Savva, but my wife tells me to turn you down. Well, hello to you and hello to your wife. Hello. Sorry that if I'm loud. Sorry. I'm only, just remember this, Mike's wife. I'm only as loud as however loud somebody is watching YouTube. Okay. Otherwise, I could be as quiet as a mouse. Savva, you support Spurs, not a player or manager. Listen, when people say we got to support all the players, listen, get behind the players. I don't support the players. They come and go. Listen, the great man, loved him. After he left, it's like, oh, he's gone. But after he's left. Doesn't mean I didn't love him as a player, but I do feel there's a lot of people, Mark, very sentimental. Very sentimental. Also, if anybody is making any jokes in my chat about disabilities, you will be blocked for good. You will be blocked for good. No need for it. Okay? No need for it. No need for it. Listen, how you doing, man? Said if Johnson could become an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he'd become a hero, a club hero eventually. Listen, I've always said, for me, I'm happy to see this guy coming off the bench. I just don't want to see him starting games. The problem is, listen, Saturday showed everything. It showed the good and bad of Brennan Johnson. He wasn't involved in the game for any of it. Then grabs the goal. Now that's fine. But when you are a left winger, you've got to be doing some bits. You've got to be creating. You've got to be giving your fullback a torrid time. So he's an enigma, isn't he? He really is an enigma. He's such a strange player. I've never seen anyone really like this before. But it is what it is. Calvi said Gray improved a lot in the second half, but he's clearly not ready. I'm glad he did improve because that will really help his confidence. Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna talk about Gray again. We did it last night, but for me, I'm not gonna get into it. But yes, surely we take Sancho. Nah, not for me. I think Sancho's one of those. He is so hot and cold. He is so hot and cold. Andrew, well, this is the thing. Last year, playing a team like Burnley, we lost at home to Ipswich. We lost at home to Leicester, didn't we? Exactly, Tony. Where are these people? Exactly. They couldn't stop being in my chat last year. It's mad. Absolutely mad. Where are we? Kixon said Savio won't be in before the weekend as we're playing them. Pep doesn't want him cooking them. Listen, I think that one sounds like it's much further away. The Eze one truly does seem like it is waiting on a replacement. Wesley said, Savva, you need to show more chess now. Spurs played much better than everyone else bar Liverpool. Did we? I mean, Man City just battered Wolves 4-0. Sunderland just battered West Ham 3-0. I don't understand what this means. Show more chest about what? I like it when people say, silly things like this. I don't understand what they mean. You sense a title charge. I mean, dude, I've got no idea how to respond to someone this childish. I don't know what to say. Show more chest. Again, it's a childish saying. I sense a title charge. What does that mean? Why? Why would you sense a title charge? You think Spurs are as strong as City and Liverpool? Like, what are we based on what? As I said, no more disability jokes. I won't stand for it. No more. No more. No more. No more. No more trolling. No more silly jokes. Come on, guys. You are adults. Don't make fun of people with disabilities. It's ridiculous. We are adults. Curtis, good morning to you. I said, hello, Savva. Would you start Solanke next game or has Richie cemented his place up front? After the PSG game and the Burnley game, I don't know how you can drop him. I just my opinion. I don't particularly rate either of them, but I don't know how you can drop him. I said when we signed Solanke, I didn't think there was any real difference between Solanke and Richarlison. They've both got very similar goal ratios in their career for a reason. But I don't think you can. Interesting, in the chat, let us know. Not what I think. In the chat, let us know. Who should start? Should it be Solanke? Should it be Richie? I don't know. Oh, here he is. Ah, we're just biding our time, mate. We're waiting. We're giving others a chance to get their players first. we wait. I think we're waiting for Palace to sign El Canoes. El Canoes. I think we're waiting for Palace to sign El Canoes. He said Eze has no release clause. Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, I think Spurs have purposefully waited for the release clause to go down so they can change the terms of the deal. It looks very much that way. Calamawundo as well. Yeah, what are your thoughts, Wolfie, on Calamawundo signing? I like him. I think he might need a bit of time to adapt. I like him. I think he's got some good skill sets. Where are we? Ant, big up to you, my man. And Kakarus said Johnson is good off the bench because he can nick a goal. Absolutely. But to start, we have to have someone that has an impact. Absolutely. That's where I'm at with it. Now imagine, as I keep saying, let me see if I've got the team line up there. Let me change this. So now imagine that is a. And now imagine that is Savio. There we go. Right. Now imagine this team, Ant. All right. Now imagine this team. Imagine this team, and then off the bench, people like Brennan Johnson for the last 15, 20 minutes if you need a goal. Look at that free behind Richarlison. People are not going to want to play against that free. People are not going to want to play against it. That is a frightening attacking midfield free. Savio and Kudos can both play right or left. Eze can play left and central. Kudos can play central as well. It's frightening. And we're 2 signings away from making that happen. I think Kudos is an excellent footballer. Absolute brilliant footballer. Because not only does he have the tricks and the flicks and the skill and the crossing and the assists, he is powerful, strong, and tracks back. Absolute quality player. Eze, maverick. He's a maverick. Savio, he's a left winger. He's not a right winger. I never understood City playing him on the right all the time. He's a left winger. He will beat his man for fun. He will get crosses into the box. So for me, that would be, I mean, that's the difference, isn't it? That's the difference. When people are saying, show some chest, I might show some chest if we've got that lineup. Right now, am I showing chest when I've got Bergvall in the number 10, Johnson in out wide? Not sure I am. That makes me as a fan very excited. Sure, but talking about title charges, I mean, how football fans are crazy. They think you're going to go from 17th to a title charge. I mean, it's truly, truly crazy. Truly crazy. I can't believe any realistic football fan is sitting there thinking Spurs should be in a title challenge in any way, shape or form. It's truly crazy. Agreed. I agree with that, Robert. I don't think he is 100%. I completely agree with you. But listen, this is what footballers should do, right? Richie comes in because of the injury to Solanke, takes his opportunity. Right now, kick on. This is all I've said about Richie, and people have lost their mind. Kick on. Don't come in, have one great game, and everyone lives off that. Come in, show us. Go to Man City and grab a goal or 2. Then back it up against Bournemouth. Show us over a number of games that you can be prolific. Not, I've scored a couple of great goals in a game. I don't have to do anything for another 5, 6, 7 games. Let's see how good he is. It's been a long time he's been at this club. Let's see some consistency. Let's see how good is this man. I've heard every excuse. Football fans are very, not you. Football fans are very biased. There is every excuse under the sun for their own players. But for any player of any other club, they get berated immediately. And that's why I find it hard to take a lot of it without a pinch of salt. Kudus didn't score unlike Johnson, but Kudus was way more effective. You notice him in games, a nightmare for defenders. Johnson doesn't. Listen, absolutely. I mean, Kudus, first of all, his crossing is exceptional. Second of all, fullbacks don't want to play against him. Fullbacks do not want to play against wingers like Kudus and Savio. They just don't. They don't want to play against them. They know they're in for a tough game. Agreed. The strikers in this system will be in the box, absolutely. And I think that's what you need. This is what I've been disappointed with the last couple of years, that we have a system which doesn't allow our forwards to be in the penalty area. So, yes, I think that does make a difference to both Richie and Solanke. How many will both get? I don't know. How many will both get? I genuinely don't know. All I do know is you guys, there's 900 of you in here and 271 likes. What's going on, guys? 900 people, 271 likes. This is my business, people. Come on. I have to, if I don't ask and market it, but no one's going to. So please smash that like button. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed, as we are now on our way towards 22,000 subscribers. Let's have a look. Big up to Marianne. Said, with Ange in charge, the game v PSG would have been over in the first half. Yeah, listen, I'm not going to slander Ange, but I do think that, yes, I do think we would have absolutely struggled. Yes, agree. Thank you very much, Marianne. I completely agree with you on that one. And Aris, very generous, said, I like those, but get me a striker that can score over 25 goals. Look, I think the problem is, I don't know if there's many that do score over 25, but listen, I want a better striker. However, I'll say this, Aris. If they get Paulinho, Kudus, Savio and Eze, I'm comfortable with that as a window. Plus, you've got Danso to act as cover at the back or rotation at the back. I'm comfortable with that as a window. I think that's a very good window. I think that's a very, very good window. But I think if you don't get Eze and Savio, then you need a better goal scorer who can make chances for themselves out of nothing. That's the problem at the moment. Our strikers can't. Top 4, 5. I don't think top 4, 5 is possible at the moment. I think you've got to get the likes of Eze and Savio on board to be talking about top 4 or 5. You've got to remember, we have no playmaker right now as it stands. We have no midfield creativity. All our creativity is coming from Kudus. You've got to get a playmaker. You've got to get a playmaker. Richarlison has 13, his last 16 starts in the league. If only he could stay fit. Sure, but we've got to see that over a longer time frame. It's okay having a purple patch, but we've got to see it over a season. Do you know what I mean? We've got to see it consistently. Quality player, Kudus. Quality player. As I said, when people were looking at him on last season's form, saying, oh, he's GA, blah, blah, blah. I don't think people have done their homework on him or actually watched him. This is the problem. If you only watch a player's GA, you're actually missing some of their qualities. Do I reckon Romero signs a contract with a couple of big signings? I reckon he's got to. I reckon he's got to. The fact that he's just been named as the captain of Tottenham, it would be so strange now for him to not sign a contract, wouldn't it? I mean, let's have that chat. Wouldn't that be weird that Spurs offer a contract to the person who's just been made captain and he rejects it and sees out his contract? That's not captain material, is it? I don't know. I don't know. That would be a very, very strange turn of events for me. That would be a very, very strange turn of events. Hey, each to their own. Big up to Guy. How you doing, Guy? I've not seen you for ages. Said, think we have the makings of a great team. Nice to see crosses and long balls for a change rather than trying to tic-tac into the box. Look, listen, I think the makings of a great team, as I said, get Eze and Savio. I think we have got the makings of a great team. I agree. Right now, I think there's still a lot of weak areas across the pitch. However, get those two in. I think now you're starting to look a little bit tasty, guy. This is why it's a massive 15 days for Tottenham. I've said this for weeks. This is a huge sliding doors moment for the club. Do we act big? Do we? I know it's not always on us. You've got to look at the selling club. But do we have a window where we turn around and go, God, we're serious. We're serious. If we do, how happy can we all be? If we don't, it's just going to be more of the same, isn't it? Big up to Daryl said, don't need a 25-goal striker. 3 top players who can combine 25 goals will do. You adapt. Well, listen, I think if you've got 3 players, I think between them, they've got to get more than 25. But I hear what you're saying. For me, I think whoever is our starting striker, Richie, Solanke, whoever, I think needs to get 16, 17 league goals. I think you need to then get 7, 8, between 7 and 10 from Kudus. If Savio joins 7 or 10 from him, and if Eze joins 10 from him, and I think then you start looking at 60-odd goals between that 4, plus Johnson chipping in with goals. And when Kulu comes back, now you're cooking. So you're right. Got to adapt. Do make you right on that one. It's Clyde. I said, if Frank can get either Richie or Solanke to get us 15-plus goals each and have goals for the rest of the squad and set pieces, I think we'll do well. Listen, I think, will both of them get that many Premier League goals? Depends whether we're talking Premier League or I think if he can get one of them two, great. Listen, I don't think Richie and Solanke got it in the locker. However, if I'm wrong, happy. If I'm wrong, I'm happy. Me suggesting I don't think something doesn't mean I don't want it to happen. I don't think I'm going to win the lottery. I would truly like to win the lottery. Here's my promise to you all. If I win the Euro Millions, I will run my channel and every penny of my channel will go to charity every day. There we go. So hopefully I win the lottery and everyone wins. Big up Lee. Said being 11 hours behind is killing me. Going to sleep. So hopefully some good news when I wake up. Oh, Lee, it must be horrible being wherever you are on holiday then if you're 11 hours behind. Oh, boo-hoo for you. How you doing, man? Where are you? And I hope you and the family are having a great time, my man. David said, Savage, do you really think we get Savinho or will it be too expensive? Right. Well, here's the thing. Hang on. Fabrizio Romano. Bear with me 1 second. Bear with me 1 second, people. Bear with me 1 second. If you could, that would be amazing. Thank you. Sorry to be rude. Hang on. There we go. Sent it to Lubo. Right. Should we see what my man Fabrizio's saying? First and foremost, actually, no, we'll come back to this. There we go. So, exclusive. Tottenham and Crystal Palace chairmans Levy and Parish in direct contact today for the Eberici Eze deal. Understood Spurs are willing to offer 55 million. Let's start that again now. Lubo's here. So Tottenham and Palace chairman Levy and Parish in direct contact today for an Eberici Eze deal. Understand Spurs are willing to offer 55 million fixed fee plus 5 million add-ons to get the deal done. Eze informed Palace last week of his decision to join. Now, Lubo, good morning to you.
Morning.
Have you had a haircut?
No.
Oh, just checking. Good morning to you. I'm taking the piss. I'm going to put this out there right now. If Daniel Levy gets a deal for Eze at 55 plus 5 add-ons, F me, he's done well, isn't he? 55 plus 5. That's what we paid for Kudus.
Parish is getting 90% of his release fee, which nobody wants to pay. So if he's got sense, Glasner needs money for players. I'm sure Glasner could probably get 2 or 3 players with that money. with their scouting, it's a win-win for Parish. Apart, obviously, he's losing a top player. There's no win in that. But you know, if Eze's leaving, then he's got to get the best deal possible, isn't he?
I'm still here.
So that will be okay. Listen, good for us. Good for us. Morning all, morning everyone in the chat, morning everyone watching. Let's hope we get one over the line. And
every time I look up, Stanley has found something in the house that belongs to the wife and is chewing it to bits. So my streaming room is just littered full of objects of the wife's: shoes, handbags, lipstick. It's just crazy. But yeah, no, sorry. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But the fact is, Lubo, everyone said that it will take 68 million, 70 million to get the deal done. If he gets it at 55, because bear in mind, add-ons are not always guaranteed, right?
Not with Tottenham.
Well, no, but yeah, but I mean, sure. Let's say, again, I'm just spitballing here, Lubo. The add-on could be, it's 55 plus 5 should we finish top 4, for example. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, 55 plus 5 if Tottenham win a domestic cup this year. So 55 million for Eze would be banging business from Spurs. Hats off to them if they get that done for me.
My chairman.
You're chairman. But obviously, long way to go. Long way to go. I mean, listen, these two meeting today, as I said to you yesterday, it's almost like I can envision these two sitting in a swanky wine bar somewhere, sitting there with like a bottle of Macallan, right? Sipping their drink, laughing and going, ha, 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 we're all winning here. Do you know what I mean? I can just see it, just these evil two people sitting there laughing. But listen, we've talked about this so much, not just me and you, every Spurs fan. I feel the club, that the boost this will give to that football club. Imagine White Hart Lane for the first game where Eze's playing. It will be a sensational atmosphere, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I see Sean's in the chat.
Where is it? Sean here, is he?
He's here.
Our chairman. Look, I'll tell you what. As much as it's banter, absolutely, Sean's bang. I mean, listen. I've said all along, if Levy can get Eze and Savio, I'm not saying anything bad about him for a year. I'm not.
I'm reading. Listen, you congratulate somebody for doing the business that they do, and then you move on, and we see how things move on going forwards. I'm reading also Savinio, Juventus are showing an interest now, and Hincapié, Leverkusen have said that.
Sorry, who's showing interest in who? Say that again.
Juventus, according to Football London, Juve are showing an interest in Savio.
I really hope he doesn't go to Serie A.
But then I said,
really hope he doesn't.
On social media today to say that he wants to go to Spurs, and Man City have told Pep to sell him. So there you go.
People saying get Sean on right now. Sean has got the link. So, by the way, me just sending Sean the link doesn't mean that he's sitting at his laptop waiting to come on. He might be out with old Bugsy Malone having a little walk. He might be doing something that isn't YouTube related. You know, like he could be down the shop. Sean could be at the hairdressers. He might be having a swim at the local Lido. Who knows?
Could be buying another cap.
Could be buying a cap from his local shop. Or he could be filling that garden up with mud from the 25 years of his chairman, the mud that he swims around in at night. Big up to you, Sean. But yeah, listen, you'd love to think, there we go. Oh, there we go. He's having some blood tests. There we go. So all of those things. After the blood tests, will you be going to the local Lido to have a swim? I remember at my local Lido when I was at school, and we used to go in the half term, and I always remember the sign, no petting. And I was like, I didn't know what that meant when I was younger. Anyway, there's 1,000 of you in here. And by the way, no petting for anyone out there who doesn't understand means no kissing, please. So no meeting somebody and having a little smooch. There's over 1,000 of you in here, people, and only 347 likes. If that news that a deal might be done today, that news doesn't make you smash the like button, what will? Hang on, let's just say good luck to Sean. Good luck. If that news doesn't make you smash the like button, nothing will. Come on, people. Let's put the positive vibes out there. For all of you who just missed it, exclusive Tottenham and Crystal Palace chairmans Daniel Levy and Steve Parish in direct contact today for Richie Eze deal. Understood Spurs are willing to offer 55 million fixed plus 5 million add-ons to get the deal done. Eze informed Palace last week of his desire to join. Now, I think Ben Jacobs has said something as well. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look at Ben Jacobs, see if he said anything. There we go. As broken here on Market Madness earlier, Spurs are confident of agreeing a fee for Richie Eze this week, despite Glasner insisting he'll play for Palace on Thursday in the Conference League. I think is that Olivia Bazagli? Is that? And potentially beyond. Let me remove that video very quickly. Let me remove that. So, guys and girls, do we believe it? Lots of people saying a deal would not happen. Are you still feeling the same? Are we still feeling the same, or are people now starting to believe? Now, one thing I would like to say, Lubo, is I'll tell you the thing this weekend that gave me the most hope that Eze was going to sign for Tottenham, right? It wasn't all the links saying he won't play on Sunday, right? It was after the game yesterday, him on the pitch on his own, clapping all the fans for a few minutes. And that just told me this is not a man that's saying thanks for supporting us today. This is a man saying goodbye. Is that fair?
I think it was a bit like Sonny at Spurs last game of the season. If you think back to Sonny, I think he stayed out. I'd already gone by the time the players came off. I was told that he was the last one off, I think. So, yeah. Now, listen, it's looking forward. If, please God, Eze joins, that'll be a massive plus. It'll unite the fan base in terms of the player bought. It'll be brilliant.
Absolutely. But look, he you know, it was interesting, wasn't it? Because obviously Glasner came on afterwards, and Mark Guehi ignored him. You got Eze saying goodbye to the fans. Is it crumbling a bit of Palace? Are they about to be decimated?
Don't know. Great result from them, though, wasn't it? Excellent result to start the season.
Great result, but I mean, moving forward, if you Guehi and Eze in one window is a huge loss to any club, right?
It is, but they got over Elise going, didn't they? And they'll get over these two going. You know, players come and go. Players come and go. You know, Spurs have got over all of their great stars, well, apart from the last few years. And what's going on in the chat? All about transfers. Where are we?
Yeah, I am
interested in Walton. Walton won't be leaving Palace this season. They're not going to lose all three, that's for sure.
Big up, Kate. Big up to you. Hope you're well. Yeah, look, I listen. This deal, I've said, I feel like this deal can be done. The Savio one, not so sure, but I'm gonna stand firm here and say I still feel both are needed, mate. Both are absolutely needed. This can't be
honestly
just
think
one.
we'll get both. I think we'll get both. Savio for sure, not before Saturday. I can't see City letting him play against them. But maybe, listen, the agent's coming over. Hopefully he'll sort it out and they'll get it. And I'm sure there'll probably be an agreement to tie it up next week. And then we're moving. Hincapi, I can't see. Whether they'll go for someone else, we'll wait and see. But it'll be a good window if you finish up with those four, with Polinia, Kudus, And, Takai could be a very good buy when he's fit. He could be a very good buy. Notice, I know he's not fit and there's no way they can send him out on loan at the moment, but it'll be interesting to see if he goes out on loan in Jan or whether they keep him. So we'll see. We'll see. I think the big problem they've got this season, at the moment, we've only got 22 players for the Champions League squad because we've only got one homegrown player in Austin, which is going to be a problem because, it's one thing playing in the Europa League with 23, it's another thing in the Champions League with 22. Yeah. And if you get a big run of injuries, you lose 5 or 6 players. It leaves the squad very thin on the ground at that level.
Yeah.
So that's got to be addressed over the next year or two as well. So I think you'll find a few homegrown players coming in. Obviously, Eze will be a start.
Yeah, so Eze helps with the homegrown thing, doesn't he? I mean, honestly, I feel like a kid when I think of the thought of Eze, Savinho, and Kudus. This takes me back to when I was excited to watch Spurs. This takes me back to the days of watching guys like this in a Spurs shirt, watching Gareth Bale in a Spurs shirt. You know what I mean? Watching probably for you when you had the Hoddles and the Waddles and probably going back earlier days than that.
Ricky, when they joined, I remember the first home game when Ozzy and Ricky were there, and this amazing ticker tape welcome around the whole grounds was just phenomenal that Wednesday night. Shame Villa beat us 4-1, but it was just brilliant, and the excitement with those when those two joined Spurs was superb, just terrific.
See, but do you know what? When lots of fans were saying, "Oh, El Canoes, get him. He's a baller. He's this. He's that." For me, I think this is exactly how the kind of food chain works. Now, I don't know if you watched the Man United Arsenal game yesterday.
Bits and pieces. I watched bits and pieces. It was a bit the most entertaining games, was it?
No. I'm not talking about the game. Afterwards, Roy Keane was asked. He was asked about Eze. He was asked about Guehi. He was asked about all this stuff. And Roy Keane hit the nail on the head. And he said, "This is the football food chain." And I was like, yes, Roy, that's what I've been saying all summer. And this is the football food chain. Spurs should be getting Eze's. Palace should be getting El Canuses. That should be how it works, right? We should not be the team going in for the El Canuses. And for too many years, that's the kind of deal we've done, right?
Yeah.
So this window, we're going for the players we should be going for, the Kuduses, the Ezes, the Paulinas. Something has changed in the water at Tottenham Hotspur. It has. Something has changed, whether we want to believe it or not.
They are now getting, I believe they're now getting the players that Frank wants. We know the annual wage bill has gone down and down and down.
Yeah.
And now it's going to go the other way. And I think that's what's changed. I think quite possibly, and I'm just sort of reading between the lines, maybe Ange was okay with that. Look at the players that he bought and the wages they're on. And apart from Maddison and Werner, Romero was already there, Sonny was already there. Kulu's barely over 100. Literally. And you look at what the others are getting. Frank's not, Frank wants players that are going to demand higher wages. And I think I was told
he was a yes man. I was told this is a yes man that was only bought here because Stella's assured me on every Spurs 5 show that this man has only been bought in because he's a yes man who will work with what he's got.
I must say, he's
See you tonight, Stell. See you tonight, Stell.
Yes.
Please get the deal done today, Spurs. I want to see that.
Can you imagine if Eze signs it, if they get the deal agreed today, Sean will be unbearable.
Oh, yeah, but do you know what? I'm happy for it.
Absolutely.
Do you know what? An unbearable Sean, big up Sean, an unbearable Sean means that we've done something bloody good.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? An unbearable Sean is that. An unbearable me, you, Stell is because Levy hasn't done something. So, listen, do you know what? I really hope. I hope if we get the Eze and Savio deal, that fans we all go, It doesn't need to be a you said he wouldn't, you said. I just really hope we all go, oh, this is exciting. Because as I said, this is what we're potentially looking at. Now, yeah, I'm not saying that you finish there. I'm not saying that you finish there, Lubo, but look at the difference in that from what we've seen in recent years. A proper DM, a top left winger, a proper right winger, a proper playmaker, a back four. Like, you know, we'll talk
So
about.
you got Richie instead of Solanke. That's the one change from the one you put up last week.
Well, at the moment, because
It is.
from the last two games, forget what I think of Richie and Solanke. Right, you know me, Lubo. I don't think there's much of a muchness. I don't look at either of them and go, your first choice. Right now, though, on form, on the PSG game where he played well for a different way, but then scoring 2 great goals, surely you turn around and go on, Solanke, win the shirt back off him.
Absolutely.
Don't you?
Absolutely. If players come in and play well, you know, I will make an exception for this coming Saturday. I do think Graham Bergvall should be dropped down and Fellaini and Bentancur should be brought in. Just waiting for a reaction here. It's going to be delayed, but there you go. So you didn't hear me, did you?
Sorry, I'm. Do you know what I was doing? I was trying to get some thumbnails from my thumbnail guy. This is the thing. As a YouTuber, you're constantly, I need some thumbnails. I need this. I need that. Sorry, say that again. Sorry, very rude.
You got to earn your place in the team. I'll make an exception for this Saturday with Graham Bergvall dropping out and Fellaini and Bentancur coming in.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens this weekend because, look, whilst let's not get carried away. This is a news, right? Let's not get carried away. It doesn't mean because Levy and Parish are meeting, it doesn't mean that they go into a room for 15 minutes and come out with a, hey, good, here we go. But I would like to think that if we're at this stage and we've got Eberechi Eze doing this to his fans, right? You've got Levy and Parish now. Surely this is the home stretch. This is when you've just run. This is when you've just run the marathon and you're in mile 26, right? This is the last bit. Surely it gets agreed in the next 48 hours. Surely.
You hope so. And what you'd be looking for is same back five, Fellaini, Bentancur, Sarr, and then from right to left, Kudus, Richie and Eze to start on Saturday. And for me, that's a really good team. That is a really good team.
5-2-3.
And sorry?
A 5-2-3.
No, same back four.
Oh, sorry.
Same back four. Fellaini and Bentancur as a pivot. Sarr playing behind, maybe 4-2-1-3 with Eze, Kudus.
You wouldn't put him straight into the playmaker position.
Who? Eze?
Yeah.
Problem is that you could do that would leave you with and flood the midfield and bring Sarr in with the other two. And so maybe play 4-3-1-2. Is that what you're suggesting? So you've got
so what you're suggesting
and Sarr as a 3, and then Eze behind Kudus and Richie.
I think it would be this. I think it would be this. If he was in the team for Saturday, I think you'd see more of the traditional Christmas tree.
Yeah, so you're picking the same 11 as me, but you do 4-3-2-1. You do a slightly different.
And then when you're playing at home, you take out one of those centre mids and you put your Savio in there on the left wing. But I mean, look at that. Eze and Kudus. That excites me. That excites me as a football fan. When people say, oh, I'm really harsh on this player and that player and that player. I want to watch top players. I want to watch technically gifted players, Lubo, that I can't watch every other day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what we all want. Everybody wants to go and be excited with their team. The last 2 years have been a tough watch. A really tough watch.
Really tough. I guess it all depends. You do get football fans that say, I don't care how we play. But to a degree, Lubo, I do think it does matter a little bit. Like, I'm not saying every game needs to be free-flowing tick-attacker, but I'll be honest, I don't want to watch a team that park the bus 10 every day. I don't want to watch that. That's not football for me.
I mean, it was a strange one. You go back, Conte, the first 2/3 of that season was really good. The second season, obviously, Conte was ill, lost three of his best friends, and the season, but he still kept us in fourth place. And a lot of people complained about the way the football changed in that second season under Conte, but we were fourth. You know, under Jose, we come out the blocks, we go 1-0 up, and then he pulled players back, and we played to hang on. I think people got fed up with that. But at the start of the season, we got 23 points from the first 10 games under Jose, and some of the football was just sort of functional. There was nothing entertaining about it. But you know what? I think as fans, I think we all want winning football more than anything else. Everybody said, "Oh yeah, but you know, last two seasons have been, you know, we've piled players up. You know, it's exciting. Look at that." But you know, if you pile players up, you leave gaps at the back, and teams ruthlessly took advantage. So for me, there was nothing entertaining about that. Mm-hmm. For me, you know, we dug out with shithoused our way in Bilbao, and for me that was brilliant. That was superb. At the end of the day, we won a cup, but there was no football on display that night. So it depends what you want. There you go. A friend of mine still promised to get an SA shirt if we sign him. There you go.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll remind him tonight. By the way, I said I'll get one. By the way, not as a forfeit. I'll get one because why not? Hang on. Why is someone at my? It's always someone at my door. Always someone at my door.
Is it Amazon again? Or
constantly Amazon.
Is it Uber Eats? Is it Uber Eats with McDonald's, Max Savva?
It's not. There's no Uber Eats today. There's no Uber Eats today. Look, by the way, I'm not saying. I think if you are a team that are a little bit more pragmatic, right? I've got no problem with that, Lubo. If you've got a couple of Mavericks, so like that 11 put up there, right? You could almost say that's pragmatic, but
you could also.
Hang on.
Would you play 3-5-2? But then who would you leave out?
I wouldn't. I'd do that. But my point was, you could almost say it's pragmatic, but what Eze and Kudus do is give you that spark. Yeah? They give you that license that when you go forward, now we're going to see a little bit of ingenuity. Now we're going to see some creativity. And that's all I want as a fan. I want a few players where you go, wow. City have had it for years. The likes of Mahrez, the likes of Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne and whoever you want to put in there. You know, Liverpool with the likes of Mo Salah, the likes of Jota, the likes of, do you know what I mean? That's all I want. Sure.
And you're starting to get, just looking at that, think of the other players that are just behind. So if you got Savio, you would then have, behind them, you'd have Solanke, you'd have Johnson, you had Odegaard. Tell's way down the pecking order now. You would have any two. Well, you'd have any two. I presume Polina would play. Bentancur. You'd probably have maybe Sarr coming off the bench. You've got Bergvall. Then you've got Gray. So you've got three there. You've got Udogie. You've got Danso, you've got Kulu as well. You've got Dragusin when fit. So you're starting to get a really good bench.
Agreed. And this is what it should be about. Players like Brennan Johnson coming off the bench, really good addition.
Took his goal really well. I mean, it was a lovely
really did.
Sarr, wasn't it? Richie won it and held it. Sarr took it off him. Brilliant. Laid it off. It was a super goal. It was a really good goal. I mean, Burnley got nowhere near us for that third goal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's look. I think that the issue for me is this. I've always said it about Brennan Johnson. I don't enjoy him as a footballer. So actually, as a fan, there's nothing about him where I go, "Oh, good, Johnson's playing." However, that doesn't mean I can't acknowledge his strength, which is putting the ball in the net. That doesn't mean I can't acknowledge it. For me, that as a weapon coming off the bench. I can't knock that. I can't knock that at all. And this is the difference between when people go, "Oh, you're harsh on Johnson." Well, I'm not. I don't enjoy watching him. I can't be harsh if I don't enjoy something.
The problem you got with Johnson, And scoring goals is the hardest thing to do on the pitch, which is why the strikers normally command the biggest fees. And they're the ones that make a difference. Is that if Johnson is blocked out, then he does nothing else during the game. And that's a problem. Whereas you look at somebody like Mbumo, who covers back, tackles, creates. He's the sort of winger. And I mean, you look at Kudus. Try and compare Johnson now to what Kudus does. I mean, Kudus has got he's top of the assists now, isn't he? After week 1, I think joint top. So it's.
But you look at it, Lubo. Right? This is the thing. When I think sometimes we have to see something else to either appreciate what we've lost or realise that what we had wasn't good enough. And what I mean is this: when you watch Kudus on a football pitch, immediately go, "Oh, where's a player like this been for years?" Right? Immediately. We'll see it with Eze. When Eze gets the ball in those areas, we'll be like, "Oh, wow." When Savio beats his first man and gets down the byline, we'll all go, "Wow." For all those people going, "Hey, he's not that good and he's not that good," and all the people don't want Kudus because of his GA. Just listen. That boy works hard, powerful, and the one thing he does that impresses me so much. I knew he was skillful, right? I knew he was a quality winger. What he does,
defenders, doesn't he?
Oh my God, does he hold off defenders? There were times where Porro was putting the ball into him, just down by the halfway line, and he was being pressed. He's got 2-3 players around him. He holds them off. If that's on the other side, it's bouncing back immediately. I think he's a breath of fresh air. And at 55 million in this market, Lubo, in this market, good player.
It was a small steal. West Ham needed money, and Spurs took the opportunity. And Frank likes him, and away he went. Listen, Frank's very definite about the players he likes and doesn't like. So for me, I think Frank's starting to get his squad in his head. I think if we can get Eze and Savinio over the line, I think it's going to be an exciting season.
Absolutely, listen. Brown skid marks in opponents' knickers. Absolutely. Listen, people will, I've said this, Lister, before, people will not want to play that free. Forget the striker and the 2 midfield. They will not want those free running at them because it's, oh my God, are we going left? Are we going right? Are we going centrally? You've got everything there. By the way, talking about likes, you lot are, come on. There's nearly 1,050 of you in here and 419 likes. 419 likes, and we've only had 11 subscribers throughout the show. Come on, people. Smash that like button. Big up to Tony. Tony can be generous enough to put in his second super chat of the day. You lot can press a like button. Said, Saliba is still doing the deals. Listen, I don't care who's doing the deals, Tony, if these deals are getting done. I don't care. I don't care if it's Levy. I don't care if it's Vinay. I don't care if it's the tea lady. This is brilliant if we get this deal done. Big up to you, my man. Big up to NSG, to Paratici in the stands for Eze. Made me believe. It was interesting, wasn't it? Paratici was at Chelsea yesterday, and everyone was like, oh, my God, what does this mean? Is Eze sign of the Spurs? Is Paratici there to get the deal done? Is he meeting with Parish after the game? Big up to you, my man. Thank you very much. You coming again, very generous. Said, Sav, who of your usual panel guests is more likely to meet Frank in a pub after a win? Who of your usual panel guests is more likely to meet Frank in a pub after the win? What do you mean? Who is more likely to meet Frank in a pub after a win? I don't know if I'm being silly. I don't understand the question. Who's likely to meet him? I don't know. Any of them would meet him. What? Let me know what you mean, Ennis. I don't quite understand the question. I'm so sorry if I'm being silly, but big up to you. I appreciate that. And Rob Welsh said, but Frank has no pull. This is what I was told. Frank's a yes man. Frank's got no pull. Why would anyone want to go and play for that guy? He's not a winner. And we're seeing the complete opposite. Paulinho wants to play for him. Kudus does. Eze does. Savio wants to play for him. It's yeah, absolutely. Big up to you, Rob. Really appreciate that. As I said, this guy, Thomas Frank, has got a lot of respect in the world of coaching and management. And unfortunately, it's just a lot of our fan base didn't understand that. A lot of our fan base can't see beyond, he didn't win a trophy at Brentford where he bloody well shouldn't have won a trophy. And that was the main issue they had. But he's got no pull. But Paulinho wants to play for him. So did Kudus. Now Eze does. This guy's got pull. They see how good a coach he is. How much of this is down to, Frank, in your opinion, these types of signings?
I think they're all down to Frank. I was told that Kudus had 2 great meetings with him before he signed. So, no, for me, they're his players. You know, listen, it's a level above the players that Andrew's buying. And for me, Eze is an upgrade on Maddison. You agree, Sav?
Mm-hmm.
You agree? Eze is an upgrade on Maddison.
I agree.
They're not going to get him. Hincapié, for me, would have been an upgrade on Mickey, and I love Mickey. But how good to have those would have been to have those 2 players in our back 3 or there in the squad. So you can see he's looking at, Kudus is obviously better than Johnson. Paulinho is better than, well, there was no one in the 6, was there?
Yeah.
But he upskills. He lifts the midfield now at the level of our midfield players. So all the players that Frank's bringing in are improving the first team, not the squad, the first team.
Sorry, guys, got it. I've got the super chat now. Sorry, I've got it. Yes. The picture of Thomas Frank in the pub with fans. Yes, I get it. Got it. Sorry, got it. Look, it's I'm so happy, Luba. I'm so happy if this deal gets over the line. Doesn't mean I think that's all that needs to be done, but just for me, I want to be excited. I do. I want to be excited so much, Lubo. I want to go into these games going, cool, look at that. Really do.
If you look at it from a positive angle, Maddison will be back, and Sonny needed to be moved on. Sonny run it, Sonny had done brilliantly. I thought lifting the cup was absolutely perfect. Put the seal on a superb Tottenham career, and this was the time for him to move on.
Mm-hmm. No, of course.
We held on. Lloris stayed a year or 2 too long. I thought up to then, I thought Lloris was absolutely fantastic. I remember in his last full year, between him and Dyer, they must have given away 12 goals and God knows how many points. And you hate to see that. You hate to see someone who's been brilliant on the wane. But here we are, Mr.
Hang on, J Love. It's not down to Frank. It's down to the project from Spurs as a whole. When have Spurs ever done this? J Love? Thomas Frank said in his first interview, I told them what I want. Let's hope we can get it done. Morning, James. Why can people not give Thomas Frank any credit for anything that's going on at Tottenham? What's going on?
Good question. Very, very good question. How are we doing, boys? Are we okay?
All good, you?
Good. We're
very well,
good,
mate.
We're good. We're good. I don't want you to think I cheated on you, but I did have a plumber around the other day that wasn't you. So just
for what? You should have messaged for what?
I'll tell you afterwards. It's really embarrassing. I'll tell you
afterwards. Yeah, no worries.
Put it this way. The plumber is a friend of mine, but he didn't charge me.
Oh, no.
Anyway, James, so Eze, it's like edging. In your mind, is this now going to be a done deal?
I bloody hope so. It is one of those ones. I said yesterday, I'm so bored of this whole situation. It's killed the excitement for me. Only Tottenham could do that, bring in an absolute quality player, drag it out for so long that I'm like, I'm not bothered anymore.
Yeah.
Only Tottenham could do that. Don't get me wrong. When he signs, I'll be ecstatic. It's exactly the kind of player that I'm after. But as a whole, we definitely do need to be kind of just getting it done, moving on to the next one. Even if, like what I've always said is, even if it's not Eze, get it done and move on to the next one. That's the most important thing.
I'll go against what I normally say, but Mbemo took ages. Gyökeres took ages. Sometimes deals take longer than particularly these bigger deals.
But the only thing I would come back at you and say, every single player we buy that ain't rubbish takes months. It can't always be the same excuse. Porro was the same thing.
But we know what happened. We know what happened.
But there's always an excuse for it.
James, he didn't want to pay the release clause up front, so he got that split in 2 instalments and reduced the sell-on fee, sell-on part for Marcus Edwards from 50 down to 15%, I think it was.
Yeah, I understand that, but for me personally, there's times if you're gonna come out and talk, I'm gonna win the Champions League and I'm gonna win the league. At some point, you're gonna have to go, okay, I've got my big boy pants on. I'm gonna have to act like a big boy, and not kind of haggle over 50p for 7 days. Like, let's be honest, if we would have lost yesterday or on Saturday, you'd have had the whole Spurs community going, what the hell? This is dreadful. Frank out. What are we doing here? When we're going to sign him 2 or 3 days later, you're talking about points that could be costing you Champions League place, Europa League place, Conference League place. For me, it's just important that you get him in as straight as way. What if yesterday he picked up an injury? But that's how I put it. What happens if he plays for Palace and picks up an injury? Don't get me wrong, he could do that for Tottenham, but at least he's a Tottenham player picking up an injury at Tottenham. If he was a Palace player and everything is bar all signed and he picks up an ACL yesterday,
I'm going to say I won't blame Spurs for what's going on with SA. It's taking time. I don't believe it's down to Spurs. Parish is not an easy person to deal with, and they finally got Levy's been away in America on family business, so he's back this weekend and he's seeing Parish today. So at the end of the day,
Lubo, are you Levy in now? I'm getting a lot of Levy in vibe from the. What's going on? You're chairman.
Sean has not hit me over the head or threatened me. That looks nothing like me.
That's you.
Nothing like me. Hey?
I like your t-shirt.
That looks. I've got to say that looks more like Sean. That does that picture.
Can we? If we do get Eze,
if you take hair off Sean, it looks more like Sean. There you go.
If we I'm shocking that picture. I showed that to my wife and she was like, "Oh." She was like,
do you remember the guy that used to do
life, let alone in that picture?
Remember the guy that used to do eating challenges on TV, the American guy? I think he's a Spurs fan.
Adam Richmond.
Yeah, go back for that picture back up, I swear.
So sad. If podcasting doesn't happen for you, you've got a career, haven't you?
If podcasting doesn't happen for me, I'm bloody in trouble because it pays my mortgage. So I'm really in trouble.
You're going to be doing night shifts at McDonald's.
Can we just
say likes, everybody? Press and subscribe. We don't want Savva working for McDonald's. Please subscribe.
The whole chat is going to agree with me on this, right? The whole chat is going to agree with what I'm about to say. If Eze gets done, do we all spare a moment for this guy that assured us that he was definitely going to Arsenal? Do we all spare a moment for Angus? Yes. Do we all spare a moment for Angus and baptise him into the way of Tottenham Hotspur? Has anyone noticed? Where is Angus? Where is Angus? Hang on. I'm going to leave him a voice note while we're live. I'm going to hang on. Hello, Angus. This is Richard Savva from Football Heritage TV. We're live on a stream. Myself and my 1,000 viewers right now, we're all wondering what happened to Eze. Why would he join Spurs? Surely Eze doesn't want to join Tottenham Hotspur. P.S. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just have a look at Fabrizio Romano's page. I better hope that the deal gets done now after leaving that voice note.
You will be digging
in the mud.
Angus will be on every week.
Oh my gosh. But listen, James, I spoke to Luba about this earlier. If we get this, did anyone not know my name was Richard? What did you think? I was just like a Brazilian, like you just thought my name was Savva. Like just one name. 55 million, James. If Spurs get this at 55 million, right, it will show actually waiting for that release clause to end, which did on
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think it depends on how you look at it, doesn't it? Of course, 68, so it's 8 million cheaper. But it was always I was reading it was always there or thereabouts. You know, listen, I know it sounds a bit silly. I don't care. I'd just be so happy that we've got it over the line. Whether it's for the right price, slightly under. I know a lot of people seem tempted to think, well, at least if we've got it under, it means there's more money for other signings. But unfortunately, I'm a Spurs fan that's been battered by that for so many years. I don't believe it until I've seen it. It's same with Eze. I'm still probably glass half empty. I'm a bit more positive today, but until it happens, I believe it when it happens.
Yeah. I mean, look, all summer, Lubo, everyone's talked about Arsenal. And I always said the same thing. If Arsenal come in, I worry. If they don't, I don't. At the moment, they're nowhere to be seen, and it looks like this deal's going to go ahead. Surely we're not going to, Lubo. We're not going to have a famous hijacking here, are we?
Who knows? You never know, do you? But if he's
that's positive to hear, Lubo. Thanks for that. Who knows?
Spurs fans have been crucified for so long. They can't say no. They just can't. Listen, they just can't be like, no, it's not happening.
Listen, my chairman's in a room with Parish. So,
my chairman.
He said he's in it to win it. He said he wants to consistently win trophies. He's looking to win the Premier League and the Champions League. So if my chairman says that, he must mean it. And he's going to go. They're going to go all out and get. Get Eze.
Could I add to that as well? I mean, wishful thinking, hyperbolical. If you're Eze looking in, could you be like, okay, they won the Europa League at their worst potentially. They've just played PSG, and in my opinion, personally, I thought we played PSG off the park until the last 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Lost
on pens, which, to be honest, I'm proud of the boys, to be honest. I thought we was going to get a good 4 or 5-0 battering, if I'm being brutally honest. So the fact that we kind of took the game to them, in my opinion, were the better team. Just gone to Burnley, who had, not saying that they're a great team, but last season they had a phenomenal defensive record.
That's on his X page. My chair, waves crashing in the background. He's gonna be unbearable tonight, isn't he?
Yeah. But with him outside looking in, winning the cup, going to PSG, or not to PSG, but going away and being the better team against one of the best teams in the world, if not the best team in the world. Playing Burnley, I know people are saying, they're newly promoted. They had a fantastic defensive record last year. I know it's in a different league, but defensively, I personally predicted 1-1 because I thought they were going to come in, park the bus, which I personally felt like they did do, barring a few kind of breaks. They could see Kudos beating his man time and time again. Benton, of course, playing well. Polinia, I think it's quite a good... I don't think that we're ever going to have a stronger project to sell players like Eze and Savinho other than now. Because if we go to City and lose, I think it's like, back to reality again. So if we could get them in before that, I personally think that we're in a good kind of advertisement for those kind of players to come in. I think what Frank's doing, everyone's only got positives about Frank. I think that we're a good club to sign for as of right now. I think there's a good project there to kind of buy into.
I completely agree.
He comes in as he's the main man. He goes to Arsenal, he's in the squad. Simple as that.
Yeah, I know me and Savva, I think me and Savva agree on this, but I don't think he comes in and becomes the main man straight away. I think people are really underestimating how good Kudos is. Even when we signed him, there were so many people going GA, and I was like, no, but I hear this so many often. And for me, the reason I'm a Tottenham fan is because of David Ginola. And if somebody was to get a stat book and go, the GA wasn't good, I'd go, you've never seen the man play football. And that's the same for me as Kudos. But I think Kudos' stats are going to be very good this season.
Definitely.
I think when you watch a player, for me, if someone says, "Oh, who's your favourite player?" straight away at Tottenham, I'd go look at Kudus. Look at the arrogance to bring that down. The sort of Neymar touch, the sort of Neymar control. For me, that's the arrogance. I love that. That's what I want to see. So for me personally, I think he's going to come in and be one of the main men. But I don't think Frank will allow him to come in and him to think I'm the main guy. I think Kudus will be thinking the same. I think Maddison will be thinking the same. Polinius, Top, Romero. I think there are very good players there. It's just going to be a matter of getting them all together and getting them firing.
He'll be the 10 though, James. He'll be the.
Oh, I think he's gone. Bye, Lubo. Yeah, no, as a 10. Yeah, I'm open to it. I'm definitely open to see Eze in the 10. But for me personally, I've always seen him as a left, so I'm really open. I mean, I'm not saying that he can't do that because clearly he's a very, very good footballer, a very good footballer. And a lot of people are saying, you know, he's not a passer, he's a dribbler, which for me is just crazy, absolutely crazy. He's a good passer as well as a good footballer, as well as a good dribbler, and that for me takes your level from down here to up here. He's absolutely quality. Adam, you said he's not a winger, but he's only played left wing majority of the time for Palace, so you can only judge him by where he's actually continuously played. I would love to see him in the 10 personally, but you can only judge him from where he has been. I think a lot of people are doing him disjustice with how good his actual passing ability is. Just because he hasn't needed to do it, he's been in a different role.
Well, it's interesting you say there, James, about will I agree or disagree with you on does Eze come in as our best player immediately? I think what Eze comes in immediately as is the maverick. I think Kudus is a little bit underappreciated because he's not central and doesn't get as many goals. And I think what Eze's done has been the main man at a club where everything went through him. I agree with you, though. I think more than anything, forgetting whoever the main man is, if you've got Kudus and Eze linking up together, I think it's going to be naughty. I really think it's going to be naughty in a good way. And then you add Savio to that, and suddenly it's now very, very, I hate the word scary, but it will scare defences.
And you've got 20-goal Richie this season.
I'm not even going.
Yeah, we'll move on from that. We're not doing that, Ruger. Surely not again. But with that, though, the thing that for me, I'm not going to say we're going to win anything or we're going to be in a certain position because I think that's foolish. But God forbid that Eze gets injured and we're talking, you know, players are back fit. You've then got Maddison and Kulu to drop in. I have no problem with Maddison dropping in for 10, 12 games. Kulu dropping in on the wing for 10 games. That's where we need to be as a club rather than, you know, I saw a lot of people say, why do we need Eze if we got Maddison? Well, why not have Eze and Maddison? You know, Kulu, we don't need Kulu. We didn't need, I saw a lot of people say, yeah, but is Kudus going to get ahead in a Kulu? And I'm like, yeah, he is. There's so many bits and pieces that I say, and it's the same with Richie. It's what I said in our chat. People only realise how good a player is when they get replaced. So people were talking about Richarlison being a good player. If we actually signed a good striker, people would go, oh, yeah, that's a good player. And they did the same with Brennan Johnson. Everyone was going, he's our top goal scorer. How do we replace our top goal scorer? He's Kudus. Wow, how good is Kudus?
Yeah, right.
Like,
mate, that's what I said to Lubo. We had that chat, didn't we, about 20 minutes ago? This is the point. It's all well and good saying back every player and look, these players, you don't rate them enough. When you get in the players at the next level, by the way, we're not even talking about world class. We're not signing anyone who's world class, but you're signing the next level of footballer and immediately you see their qualities, don't you? Immediately you see their touch, their skill, their intelligence, their strength. It's all superior to some of the players that fans have been hyping up. I don't blame fans for that. But you will see that. We're going to see Eze do some things that we've not seen anyone do at Spurs for years. We're going to see Eze have some frustrating games, by the way. Let's not let's not pretend every game from Eze is going to end with a goal or an assist. He's not going to get 38 GA, right? Well, he might, but, you know, Kudus isn't going to be giving 2 assists every game. But what it does is it means, okay, he's not done it today, but he did. Okay, he didn't, but he did. And this is what the Cities and the Liverpools have. Salah doesn't score today. Don't worry, Gakpo grabbed the goal. He didn't. Oh, Diaz did today. And at the moment, I think if you take Kudus out of this 11, I don't think there's any creativity. Yeah. So Eze and Kudus together, for me, perfect match.
That's why I think Savinho is, for me, would be the next player I would sign. Obviously, you have to go get the Ezes and stuff. I get that. But for me, Savinho is so important to take the pressure off of Kudus. Because when they start, like yesterday, I think it was Richarlison's wonder goal. I think they've doubled him up to he loses the ball, doesn't he? Then wins it back and delivers the cross. Is that no? That's the first goal. Is that the first goal? He loses the ball, comes back in, and there's 2 of them. One big touch, delivers the ball, and you're like, yeah, you're kind of clocking on already. There's 2 of you there. There's 2 on 1. Whereas if you had Savio the other side, it's physically impossible to do that unless you're going to have 4 players out wide. Which then, in my opinion, there is absolutely zero excuse for an Eze and Richarlison not to score it every single week if you've got 2 men doubling up on your wingers.
I completely agree with you, mate. I completely agree. And by the way, like for people saying I don't agree, I think Richie's quality. See, again, it's that word quality. I think Richie's got some useful skill sets. I don't think when you're chucking the word quality at a man that's had that career. This is where, as fans, this is where James is bang on. If Spurs went and bought a top striker right now, we wouldn't be saying Richie's quality. The new striker would come in and we'd go, cool, that's quality. And that's the difference. That's the difference. People will see. But listen, Lubo, people do go a bit over the top. But equally, we hope that a player like Richarlison can get some sort of form. We can't see a great game like that, then nothing for 5 or 6 games. We've got to see some level of consistent performance.
I think the key, he's getting the coaching now. He'll know when to make his runs, where to make his runs to. And he's always been able to score. He just can't keep fit. So he's not fit on a consistent, but hasn't been fit at Spurs on a consistent basis. So you're always trying to get up to speed. Takes every player a few games after injury to get in the groove again. And hopefully if he stays fit, as he did, he missed only 10%. For those 4 seasons, Sav, that you put out the figures last night with Richarlison, I think he missed, it was literally 14 out of 140, something like that. So for me, or 150, I think it was out of 152, he missed 14 or 15 games. So, and that's, you look at players, you wouldn't think a player is injury prone if they're playing 90% of the time at this level. So for me, if Frank can get him back to that type of consistency in terms of playing and staying fit, then I think he can score goals.
I believe that he will score between 20 and 30 goals in all comps if he plays week in, week out.
20 and 30?
Yeah, all comps, Prem, Carling Cup, FA Cup, Champions League qualifiers. Yeah, I do. But I'm not going to put that all down.
If he plays 50 games, you'd expect him to get 18 from 50, wouldn't you? Which is just under 1 in 3.
Yeah, I absolutely expect that. But 25 to 30, that's a
no, 20, not 25, 20. So 20, yeah. All comps. So if he's playing 50, and if he's our first starting goal striker, what I was going to lead on to that is, I think that guy is good. I mean, even yesterday, he missed 2 or 3 chances or half chances. If you do sign Eze and Savio and you've got Kudus, he's going to be getting 4 or 5 chances a game, 3, 4, True. 5 chances a game. I'd expect there'd be some weeks that you play Burnley and you get 2 or 3 goals, and then you might not score for a couple, but then you'll get another 2 or 3 goals. But for me personally, I don't think it's a matter of the finishing is not always the problem for me with Richarlison. For me, a quality, world-class, elite, whatever you call striker, will score a goal if he's got half a second to think or 10 seconds to think.
Yeah,
Richarlison can't do that. You play Richarlison through on goal, in my opinion, from the halfway line, he misses. If he's through one-on-one from the halfway line, he's the kind of player that misses. If you played him in like that cross, let's face it, it wasn't even the best cross that he scored that bicycle kick with. He had to shift that further wide and put in a top. But they're the goals for me that he will score. Even when he had that run of form, I'm pretty sure most of them were Brennan Johnson hitting the byline, delivering a ball across, tapping it in. That, for me, is where his bread and butter is.
James, a scorer of great goals, not a great goal scorer.
Well, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt in thinking that if he's going to be in a squad that are going to create him 5 or 6 chances a game, I expect him to be getting 20 goals all comps this season. That's say what, 15?
As a minimum, a good striker with that setup should be. But again, my query is throughout his entire career, he has never delivered that. He's not. We're not talking about a 21-year-old. We're talking about a 28-year-old whose best ever season in all competitions is 15 goals. So listen, people go, "Oh, you're negative." Nah, show me. I can't believe in something that I've never seen. We can talk about injuries. For me, I make you right. It's going to be those chances in games where it's fine margins and they're not overhead kicks and they're not amazing volleys. It's those fine margins where he's one-on-one with a defender and you're thinking, right, this is the last minute of the game, mate. You need to shift this at your feet and curl it around the keeper. That's where I don't think he's good enough. I'm happy to be proved very wrong. But when I look at his career, so far, his career doesn't tell me that I am wrong. His goals to games is something like 1 every 3.6 or 3.7. That's okay, but that's not a quality striker. That's a decent striker. People, especially in our WhatsApp group, James, get really upset by it. You're manipulating stats. Well, I'm not. I'm giving the facts. He has played this many games. This is how many goals he's got. There is a reason for that. There can't always be a caveat, James. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. Yeah, I agree. And the thing is, there's certain stats that you would use. They say manipulators in stats, but then they'll fire out, but he only played up front for this amount. But then he was injured for this amount. And then he only done X, Y, Z for this amount. And you're like, well, it's all right saying, one, you can't maneuver stats, and then start maneuvering stats yourself. For me, you're either a good player, quality player, elite player, or you're not. And that for me is, I'll never say anybody's elite, quality, or anything until you prove it to me. I'm not one of these sheep that just go, yeah, amazing, yeah. No, prove it. I said personally for Levy,
neither of them are going to not play. Sorry, I could have gone. Both of them will get games. So again, it will be very difficult to turn around and say which one's going to be the number 9.
Yeah, and that for me again, it's one of those things. You know where people say, make your own up opinion. Like I'm Levy out, but I don't blame anything on Levy under Ange. I thought he backed Ange. He gave him 5 or 6 first starters who he wanted, and Ange flopped. So that's not on Levy, that's on Ange. And I'll do exactly the same with Frank. If he does that with Frank, exactly the same. With Richarlison and Solanke, if one of them's not going to get 25, 30 goals, I don't mind if they both get 15 goals, because then that's 30 goals a season striker as such. But again, it's seeing it is believing it.
I think Ange was handicapped by the wage cap, James.
I don't. He's given every player he asked for.
Well,
whether the wage cap is an excuse or not, this is just me personally. He asked for Johnson, got him. Asked for Solanke, got him. Asked for Van der Ven, got him. Madison, got him. Vicario, got him.
Vicario was way before.
Okay. Well, he spoke to Vicario before he joined, and he loved the way he spoke and his mentality and his attitude. So
that's right, but Vic,
you can't say
signing anyway. Those 4, yes, and the other one that he wanted. There were 4 first teamers, I think. They were the 4.
But so we can't blame Levy for that. You have to blame Ange. Levy done what he asked for. You know, I've always said 4 first-team starters in one window. It's no longer on Daniel Levy. It's on the manager. So if Frank gets Eze, Savinho,
three.
okay, three. Yeah, that's fair. If Frank gets Eze, Kudos, Polinia, I now have to give that responsibility to Frank to be. I expect more than what we had last season. I expect us top 8. If we get in 3 quality players like that, I expect a minimum of top 8. And if we finish 12th, I will then start be looking at Frank and saying, Frank, what's going on? You should be better than this. And then next season we get another 2 or 3, which is what he asked for and he got. I expect it again.
And again, this is where when we're talking about the wage cap, hang on.
That's right.
165,000 was spent a week for 18 months on Timo Werner. As I've said, I've always said this before. This wage cap nonsense can never be proved. I'm sorry. We offered Kolo Muani his full wages, Tomori his full wages, Doué his full wages. This wage cap, like somebody sent me yesterday. Bless me. Somebody sent me yesterday. I said, "Oh, Savva, you saying wages don't play a part?" I said, "No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is no one can ever show me proof, James, that we didn't get X, Y, or Z player because of the wage we offered them. No one can show me any evidence of that. Players will turn us down, sure, but Doué didn't turn us down for PSG because of the wages. He turned us down because he went to PSG. Muani, we offered the same wages. He went to Juve, right? So for me, I don't think the wages have ever been a problem, like in relative terms.
A question as well. I listened to Fabrizio Romano, Ornstein. Has any of those ever said, yep, we've offered the wages, they didn't accept the wages? Have they actually said anything like that?
No. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So that for me would be I can't pick and choose and say, oh yeah, I trust that Fabrizio because of XYZ, and he's never said he didn't sign because of the wage pack. It wasn't good enough. Like if he hasn't done that either, then
so has rejected Tottenham due to the wages not being what they wanted. I've not seen it. I've not seen it. I think it's an easy thing to throw at. And as I've always said, Newcastle seem to find players that are better or have historically before this window found better players than us on good wages, but not crazy wages. Look, by the way, people have been asking in the chat, what are the odds? That's the odds on Odds Checker at the moment. That Tottenham, you can get them at 1 to 6, 1 to 5, 3 to 10. Someone better than me with odds will be able to tell you what this means, but very much the bookies think that Tottenham are going to sign Eberici Eze.
Oh, so like 3 to 10 is £3 on, you get 10 quid back. Or 10 quid on, sorry, you get £3 back. So you'll get 13 quid. So yeah, you're kind of, it's very, very favourable from the odds.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest. I always said, like, people are going, "Oh, I bet we don't get Eze because of the wages." I don't think that wages are a problem. I genuinely don't. Is
he on big wages now?
He's on 100 grand a week at Palace.
So we could probably give him 160. I don't think he's going to go 60 grand extra a week. Nah.
I think
not for me.
I think it'll be. This is his one big move, isn't it? He's 27.
I didn't realise that. I didn't realise he was 27. I thought he was 24 or around there. So yeah, for his point of view, this is probably his last big paycheck.
He'll be on 200 grand a week.
Good.
Well, then you can't be blaming Daniel Levy. Then you have to be starting to give credit.
I'm really worried. I don't know what Lubo and the likes are going to talk about all season if we get these players over the line. I don't know.
It's going to be up to grade, this and that.
We're going to be talking about lots of different nice, great play on match day, aren't we?
That sounds boring.
Some of us will. Some of us will, Lubo. Listen, guys, I don't want to drag this on too long. I am live at 6 p.m. with Perchy for the What Are We Doing Here podcast, Saverchi, as Lubo likes to call us. And listen, who knows, in that 5 hours and whatever it is until then, maybe we've got more news. But certainly Romano's post has kind of whetted the appetite of Spurs fans today. But I'm ruthless. Get this done. Go get me Savio. Get this done. Go and land Savio. If it's not Savio, go and get Matoma. Do you know what I mean? Go and get me a top left winger to complete this 11.
If we do get both, I know it's very hypothetical, but what are we expecting for the season? Are we expecting top 4? Are we expecting a League Cup? Are we expecting semi-finals of Champions League? What are we expecting? Or what are you two expecting?
Listen, if we get Eze and Savio in, I don't know, might have to book my hotel room in Budapest for the end of May. You never know.
Do you think
we'll do another Poch, another year like Poch? That would be brilliant. Can you imagine?
Do you think that we could win something if we got both of those in? Is winning a trophy or?
I'm joking. I would be gobsmacked if I'm in Budapest at the end of May. I was joking, James.
By the way, people saying Savio is on 40k. I'm just checking now. Bear with me 1 second, callers. I'm checking now. On Copology, Man City. Savio is on £40,000 a week.
So another one we could get financially.
So he's on nearly half of Archie Gray.
Half the player.
You channeled you're in a Lubo there.
I saw something. It was Man City fans being very diplomatic towards Savio. There are certain things that he's done. He's changed his phone case. There was loads of Man City players on the back of his phone case. In that selfie in the gym, it's no one. It's a blank case, and there used to be a Man City signed picture on the wall, and that's been removed. And you're like, oh, it could be interesting.
Look at the Savio one quickly to round it off. I think this is the difficulty. We know that his agent has travelled from Brazil to the UK. And we know that it will be a club record fee, which fans seem to care about. I don't care. If you have to pay a club record fee, unfortunately, this is what you do when you buy top footballers to your club, right? I don't care. Oh, club record fee, right? I don't care. Does anyone care?
Do you think Arsenal bothered about Declan Rice when it was 105? They wanted him.
Yeah, but before that, it was Havertz.
65. That was
Pepe.
72 Pepe.
Sometimes, even if he doesn't come on to be the elite footballer that we potentially could think he could be, you need that kind of player, even if he's coming on for the last 10 minutes, worst case scenario, to absolutely put fear into the defences. So I don't get how it's a bad deal, and it ain't my money. I can't moan at Daniel Levy for not spending, and then moan at him for spending. That's just hypocritical.
Absolutely. No, listen, if they show ambition, then I will support them. I've always said that. For me, the biggest problem for me has been that they never stretch themselves. They never go the full. They'll push themselves to a certain level. They'll commit to 70%, but that extra 30% that you need to actually go and compete, they never do. Well, if they're doing that now, then when I'm Daniel, you've finally listened to me. It's taken me long enough.
I'm sure he's listening to you.
Don't start going down that route, mate. Don't start going down that route. Look, let's see. Listen, we do know as well. It's going to be. I can't imagine it's a straightforward conversation between Levy and Parish, but it's not as though this is the first conversation. We're now at the final stage. So I'm really hoping that we can get some good news. Whether or not it's today that we get that good news, I hope it is today, guys, selfishly, because I'm doing some filming for a gambling company in the morning. I've got a debate with a Man City fan. God knows what. As a Spurs fan debating against a Man City fan, do you know what sort of disadvantage I'm at? Do you realise?
Listen, we're both top 4 at the moment, aren't we? So I suppose there's your positive.
We're both top 4, yeah. I mean, if I'll tell you what, let's round off the show by having a look at the league table. And just say to them, we're European champions. You ain't. Like, what are you saying? Yeah. But yeah, they said to me, "Hey, we've seen you done some work with the Sun. You want to come and do some filming with us?" Yeah, sure. Come and do some filming with you. Right, who am I debating? Oh, it's this Man City fan. I was like, who decided to put Spurs and Man City next to each other as a debate? Anyway, you can see there the top of the table after one game. Manchester City are top. After their 4-0 win, Sunderland smashing West Ham, and they're going to be in trouble if they don't sort themselves out. Tottenham in third on 3 points as well, but with a +3 goal difference. Liverpool and Nottingham Forest in 4th and 5th. And then Arsenal with their scrappy 1-0 win are in 6th place. And then you've got Leeds at home to Everton tonight. I think that's going to be an interesting game. Listen, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Let me do a couple of super chats. Big up to Sparky Spurs. That is Mark. So big up, Savva. I hope you're well. Big up to you. I am very well, especially after this news of Eze. So please, let's pray that goes through. And thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Big up to Ennis. Said we need to talk about James's black Richarlison kit. Yeah, what's this I heard about you getting a Richarlison kit? What's all that about?
I bought 2 kits, to be fair. I bought the black Tottenham one and last year's goalkeeper Vicario one from Djed. And I just clicked the size, order, blah, blah, blah. And they sent Richarlison on both of them. And then
You're Richie.
When I messaged them back saying, why have you sent Richarlison? They said, oh, it automatically clicks a player if you don't select one. And you've chosen Richarlison. I said, well, can I send them back? They said, no. Why would you want to send it back? I was like, because you shit.
Yeah. Maybe DHgate have written you an email going, cough, cough. Did you see the goals? Big up, MS. Thank you very much. Dean Law with the super sticker. Big up to you, man. Really appreciate that, Dean. Thank you very much. Big up to Dear B Forever. Thank you very much for the super sticker as well. I appreciate that. And Big Country Chris, much appreciated. Said no to Eze. Stuart Downing in. There is the most random comment of the day. Stuart Downing. Where's that come from? Thank you very much, though, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed. We are now only 380 away from 22,000. So please do subscribe if you haven't. Please, I will have a video out later. Perchy and I live at 6. And then at 8 p.m, it will be the Spurs 5 over on our channel with myself, Lubo, Stel, Johnny, and, of course, Sean and his chairman. So, our chairman now. It's all of our chairman now, isn't it? So thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thanks, James. Thanks, Lubo. Guys, take care. And as always, come on, you Spurs.